What's happening, boys and girls? How the devil are we? Shanksy here, and today we are going to be taking a look at Decay of Logos. This game has been described, in my opinion, incredibly well as Zelda meets Dark Souls. If that interests you, stick around and we'll have a find out why, eh? What's happening, boys and girls? Right, so today we are taking a look at Decay of Logos, and I've got to be fair, I'm super excited about this title. Decay of Logos is a story-driven third-person action-adventure RPG which has a bit of a Zelda feel to it, but also more of a Dark Souls difficulty. Almost a little bit like a soft outward, if that makes any sense. It doesn't have a huge amount of customization when it comes to character creation. You can't change the look, you can't assign the skill points directly yourself. However, there is a ton of stuff to do in the game, and it is so enjoyable to play. I've got to be fair. It's coming out across all platforms: PS4, Switch, Xbox One and Steam, and with the latest release date being on the 30th when it hits Xbox and Steam. At a price of $20, €20, or about £17.5. Let's have a look if it's worth it. So the game starts off immediately straight into a cutscene. Now it's a very small cutscene, as you're going to see now, and we literally load straight on in, and everything is going a little bit wrong. Our village is burning. This dude's attacking some random, I don't even know what that is. Looks like it just fell out of Narnia. But our village is banging trouble. He's going to spot us and he's going to come over. Be a bad move, mate. Be a bad move. Now, the targeting system is fairly basic and combat is a little bit, I don't know, a little bit rigid. But honestly, it hasn't bothered me as much as I thought it would. So we're basically going to go over this bridge and go into another little cutscene, and I'm going to see you after that. So as we load into the first area, after a really sweet little cutscene about how we've befriended, for the purpose of this video, Gary over here. Look at him, bless his little cotton socks. This is your mount. He's half difficult to drive, I've got to be fair, but he can also double up as a bit of an inventory stash as well. However, so from what I've seen so far, there's been a couple of little bugs with him. Consider it like the car from Fallout 2. If you're that old to remember it, you know what I'm talking about. But having a little look at the start of it, we've got a fairly straightforward inventory. Not a huge amount of space. You've got space there for 3 different weapons. The weapon that you start with, a secondary weapon, and almost like a heavy weapon or a bow in that bottom slot. Then you've got your armour, your boots, your shoulders, your chest, your helm and your greaves. All on there on the right hand side. Now, from what I can work out, you can only hold one of each. So you can swap them over and store them on your horse slash elk slash Gary. And you can store them on him. Now, there's also some magic items, and you're going to encounter them a little bit later on in the game, such as magic shields, things like that. You're also going to be able to learn straight up magic skills as well from one of the most annoying NPCs I've ever met in my life. What a fabulous day. Then we've got your misc items, miscellaneous. You've got your arrows, your lula berries, that'll do. And that's what you feed your mate Gary over there. And you've got space there for 5 potions. Now, as things stand, I've not found a way to increase your carry capacity, however they may be. You've also got your quest items on the very end of things. Now, when it comes to your stats, the longer that you're in game, the more that you die, the more that you get in trouble, that type of thing, your stats are going to start to slowly decrease over time. So it's very important you find areas to rest and recover to rejuvenate yourself. What a beautiful word. You can also level up, and obviously when you level up, you're going to get better stats, but you're not going to be able to assign them yourself. Unfortunately, the game will do it for you, but it will increase all over the place. Then you've also got something called echoes. Echoes are almost like, think of Division 2 echoes, where you find like a playback in time or a bit of story, a bit of lore behind it, and the echoes will help piece together various substances or various situations that have occurred in the world so far. But without further ado, let's have a little look at some gameplay. So in this first area, you've got a few things that you can read, and that's going to be able to teach you about the game, what you're meant to be doing, the controls and things like that. Now, I would definitely recommend having a read of those things, because unfortunately, that's going to be all of the hand-holding you've got. There is no mini-map. There is nothing to really point you in the right direction apart from trial and error. And my God, have I had some trial and error today. The combat ranges from lots and lots of different types of enemies. From little crazy turnip onion things that are going to try and jump out the ground and spit poison at you. There's another one over here somewhere. He's hiding. Oh, there we go. Uh-oh. So very much a roll and move around. Don't be afraid to run away from some of these guys. Once you kill that, there are also these crazy big Groot-looking things. We are basically going around killing a bunch of Groots. Let's be fair about it. We are basically killing a bunch of Groots. We've taken that absolutely terrible look, and we're getting massive damage there. But have some of that. And this was our very first bit of armour that we picked up. So as you progress through the game, the enemies do get slightly more difficult. A lot of other enemies come into it as well. Now, the crazy thing about this game is, I'll put my hands up, graphically, it's nostalgic at best. You know, it's not setting the world on fire. Combat-wise is fairly straightforward, fairly clunky at times. But there is just something about this game that is an incredible amount of fun as you're progressing through, smashing up the various parts, trying to upgrade your weapons, your armour, trying to keep your best weapons from breaking, trying to work out what is going to be the best tool for the job. And some of the enemies do get really, really fun. From some crazy armoured knight that honestly I've got absolutely no business fighting whatsoever, to big old ogres like wielding tree trunks, and to get past them, different mechanics. I just had an absolute blast with this game. Now, unfortunately, we could only stream or review it up until a certain point, and then any footage after a certain point we're not allowed to show, because obviously you want some surprises for when you pick it up. But from what I've played so far, I think we've put a real solid, I don't know, 4 hours into it. Thoroughly immersed myself, exploring tons of different areas, and just not wanting to put the game down at any part. It was almost like I wanted to explore more, not to get to the village, so I didn't have to end the stream. And I've got to be fair, for the money that is coming in at, this is a guaranteed, gotta pick this up for me. A guaranteed, thoroughly enjoyed it. So yeah, guys, overall, there is something just incredibly sweet about this game, yet deceptively hard, incredibly enjoyable. Whether it be Gary the massive elk, who's ridiculously difficult to drive, or the crazy NPCs, the different characters that you meet throughout the game. This guy that reminds me of a cross between Dobby and Harry Potter. It's just incredibly playable, and I've had a huge amount of fun with it, and looking forward to continuing it, completing it, and playing even more of it once it's full release. So for me, it's a definite thumbs up. Guys, that is it for me today. I hope you've enjoyed the review. I hope it gives you a bit of an insight if you want to be picking it up or not. I definitely will be playing and streaming a lot more of this going forward. Guys, if you want to talk to me in person, you can leave a comment down below, and I will do my best to get back to you as quick as humanly possible. If not, you can find me over at my Twitch page, which is www.twitch.tv/Shanksy. And if you want to keep up to date with even more content, please don't forget, consider hitting that subscribe button, turn them notifications on. But until next time, I shall see you on the flip side. Peace!